Hello, in this demonstration I'm going to show you how Major Telco can evaluate all of the various KPIs across the organization using Able's What's Changed overview and deep dive capabilities. Now, Able has dozens of templates out of the gate that users can take a look at, understand what are the different capabilities in the platform. For this one, we're going to use that Telco example for what's changed. And with any of these templates, we have the ability to simply open up the template configuration. If you want to point it at your own data, you can do so here. Then simply for what's changed analysis, select the date fields, what your reference and comparison periods are going to be. Able's actually recommended here that we probably want to do a deep dive into segment and region. If you don't like those, you can generate additional suggestions or you can select your own. And then we have the hundreds of KPIs that are available in this particular organization. And then the parameters for setting up that deep dive analysis. Basically, what are those additional cuts we want to take when we go deeper into the data? And with that, we're ready to create the agent. So now this agent is going to spin up all of our KPIs across the organization. And it's identified a few that it wants us to be aware of. And these key KPIs are how we're going to be able to really see what's behind the numbers, right? A lot of these reports, they're just a big table of numbers, right? Maybe somebody writes up some analysis. Perhaps it's biased, perhaps it's not. Here we have what we call an Able information model. It's going and doing the math deterministically, so you don't have to worry about a language model hallucinating back numbers or insights. And then we do have the language model going in and providing a summary of exactly what's happened. And we can see here in this particular analysis, I could click into any of these metrics that exist and get the same experience I'm going to show you with the executive summary and then the ability to dive deeper into any and all of these metrics. So with this, we're going to open up the NetAds smartphone because it looks like we've got a pretty big drop there. And you can see the executive summary breaking down what exactly is happening across this metric, what's happening by region, what's happening by customer segment. And it's identifying for us where we're seeing some strength, where we're seeing weakness week over week, and recommending we should take a look into our consumer segment because we've seen overall declines in several of our different regions across consumer. So that's something we definitely want to be aware of and perhaps might want to remediate going forward. So beyond here, I can actually go into the deep dive as well. And this deep dive analysis is where I said you can cut by all of the different metrics. And let me go ahead and open this up in a new tab so you can see all of the depth and power behind this analysis. Now, if I'm an analyst or somebody who really likes charts and graphs, I can use this dashboard view and really choose my own adventure. Right? So if I wanted to understand a little bit more about what was going on in different groupings here, I can simply identify I want a deep dive analysis or to go further in a focused analysis on Atlantic South. Simply click this button and now it's going to analyze all the factors that are driving the change in this one particular region. And I can kick as many of these off as I'd like and infinitely drill into the data, right? You can drill down as many levels as you want until essentially there aren't any records left. With this as well, if you're not somebody who loves charts and graphs, if you'd rather just get that executive summary, that key overview of what exactly is happening in your market, you can go ahead and go here and ask what is going on by different regions. You can ask whatever questions you'd like, or you can simply ask it to give you a summary, and the agent will take a look at the most statistically relevant change and give you all of the most statistically relevant patterns. And what this does is this sets off kind of a choose your own adventure where it tells you the top patterns it's seeing. And then you can decide based on that overview of all of the underlying factors here, what are some additional points, what are some additional areas you'd like to do a jump off from and go deeper into any one of these particular categories. And so here is that executive summary where it's breaking down the different shifts. We are seeing some changes in prepaid that it wants us to be aware of, right? The consumer segment, as we saw before, is an area of weakness that it's identifying. And if you notice these blue highlights, This is something that we call our blue is true capability. So if it's highlighted in blue, it means we validated where that information came from in the underlying data. And so you can hover over any of these blue highlights and they're going to pull up the relevant chart on the right. Now, critical thing here, the charts on the right are not being created by generative AI. Those are facts based on the underlying data. So you can always trust if you see it on the right-hand side, if you see that validation, this is in fact a true pattern based on the underlying data because you can see it right there.